Here are the top stories for today, July 28, 2021. Rewards and honors keep on pouring for Olympic gold medalist Hidilyn Diaz. Petecio is assured of bronze medal as she advances to the semifinals of women's boxing. The government says it is ready to fight the Delta coronavirus variant as it also balances the economy. And bringing bitter sweetness to the world, a top-ranked cacao farmer aims to introduce Negros Occidental's chocolates to the global market. Good day, I am William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Hidilyn Diaz is set to receive a Gold Medal of Valor for winning the Olympic gold. The Philippine Sports Commission says they already prepared the medal, which is usually given during the athlete's courtesy call to the president. The details from Marita Mawahe.
More cash incentives and medal awaits gold medalist Hidilyn Diaz. Under the Republic Act 10699 or the Expanded Incentives Act, the athlete who gets the Olympic and Paralympic gold will receive the Medal of Valor on top of the monetary incentive worth 10 million pesos. Diaz, who arrived this afternoon, is quarantined in a hotel. Per IATF protocol for arriving Filipinos, Diaz will have to be in quarantine for 7 days. The cash reward for Hidilyn keeps on growing as both the government and private sectors continuously pour in their support for the gold medalist. Among these are business tycoons Manny Pangilinan of PLDT and Ramon Ang of San Miguel Corporation, who both pledged 10 million pesos each, while House Deputy Speaker Mikey Romero pledged an additional 3 million pesos. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said President Rodrigo Duterte will also give a cash incentive to Diaz. Local officials in Zamboanga also provide cash rewards for Diaz worth 2.5 million pesos. Airline companies offers flights for life, and other businessmen give free condo units and vehicles. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Marita Mawahe.
The Philippines is set to get another medal in the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. This after Filipina boxer Nesty Petecio outclassed Yenny Arias Castañeda of Colombia in this morning's quarterfinals of women's boxing featherweight category. All judges scored the fight for Petecio. With the win, Petecio is now assured of a bronze medal. The 29-year-old pugilist needs 2 more wins to get the gold medal. She is to climb the ring again this Saturday, July 31st, for her semifinal bout against Irma Testa of Italy. In other news, Pinay swimmer Remedy Rule failed to advance to the finals of the women's 200-meter butterfly. Rule placed 15th overall in the semi-final heats after this morning's final heats at the Tokyo Aquatic Center. Only the 8 fastest swimmers advanced to the final event. Luke Gebby, meanwhile, failed in his bid in the men's 100-meter freestyle as he ranked just 35th out of 71 swimmers but came away with a new Philippine record. Meanwhile, judoka Kiyomi Watanabe gets an early exit from the Tokyo Olympics after bowing to Spain's Cristina Cabana in the first round of the 63-kilogram judo event. Watanabe was on the track of edging Cabana even as they went aggressive to start the match. But Cabana landed a sweep that sent Watanabe down, setting up the finish. President Rodrigo Duterte is urging the Congress to come up with a final measure that will end the practice of labor contractualization in the country. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said President Duterte is doing everything to stop all forms of unlawful contractualization.
Ang naging problema po dyan ay nagpasa po ng anti-endo bill ang Kongreso, pero mayroong mga objectionable portions po doon sa bill na yon, kaya naging dahilan na vinito ni Presidente. Pero hindi na po na-mention yan dahil it continues to be a promise, and I think the administration will continue to work with Congress para doon sa final anti-endo bill that would be acceptable to all stakeholders.
A consolidated effort against corruption is underway as President Rodrigo Duterte pushes for a stronger fight against it. During his final State of the Nation address, President Duterte admitted he may not be able to eradicate corruption before his term ends next year, saying corruption is nearly impossible to eradicate. However, Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara believes that his task force against corruption can take more effective action against corruption through a system with deputized resident ombudsmen in government agencies. As such, a memorandum of agreement was signed by the task force together with the Office of the Ombudsman and the Commission on Audit, or COA. Guevara said the task force has been building up a lot of corruption cases reported to them. He also said that eradicating corruption is not the responsibility of the government alone, as it is also the moral duty of every citizen to ensure that corruption is not abetted, but is rather exposed and prosecuted. Delivery riders who are considered employees of such a company are entitled to the minimum benefits. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello said these workers are covered by either the Labor Code of the Philippines or the contract of agreement with these firms. Bello said all delivery riders who are deemed employees of the digital platform company shall enjoy the minimum standards and benefits such as minimum wage, holiday pay, premium pay, overtime pay, night shift differential, service incentive leave, 13th month pay, separation pay, and retirement pay. Meanwhile, delivery riders who are considered independent contractors or freelancers shall be governed by their respective contract or agreement with the digital platform company. Still to come, the government says it is ready to fight the Delta coronavirus variant as it also balances the economy. And the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency hails the effects of the government's war on drugs on peace and order in Central Visayas. Details ahead, this is the PNA Newsroom.
Yorme Isko po, bakuna po ang ating kasangga sa patuloy na pandemya. Kaya upang maproteksyonan ang ating sarili at mga mahal sa buhay, huwag po nating palampasin ang pagkakataong magpabakuna sa lalong madaling panahon. Tandaan na sa patuloy na laban kontra COVID-19, ang disiplinadong Pilipino ay rehistrado para maging bakunado. Magparehistro, magpabakuna para sa ligtas na pamilya, ligtas na bayan. Manila, God first.
Paolo Medjones po para sa kampanyang Disiplina Muna na pinangungunahan ng DILG. Bakit ba kailangan magparehistro sa pagpapabakuna laban sa COVID-19? Mahalagang magparehistro dahil ito ang unang step sa pagpapabakuna laban sa COVID-19. May 3 pamamaraan upang makapagrehistro ang isang Pilipino na nais mabakunahan. Una, ang online registration sa inyong local government unit o LGU. Pangalawa, ang pagpunta sa mga vaccination centers at pagkuha ng registration form. At pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga pinuno ng barangay o sa mga barangay health center. Tandaan, online, sa mga vaccination site o sa mga barangay health centers ang pagpaparehistro sa pagpapabakuna kontra COVID-19. Muli ako po si Paolo Medjones, Disiplina Muna Ambassador na nagpapaalala, huwag matakot magpabakuna. Bida ang may disiplina. Magparehistro at magpabakuna para ligtas ang pamilya, ligtas ang bayan. Disiplinadong Pilipino ay rehistrado para maging bakunado.
The government is prioritizing the country's total health. Presidential spokesperson Secretary Harry Roque said the government is ready to fight the Delta coronavirus variant as it also balances the economy.
Wala pa pong recommendation for hard lockdown dahil ang importante po total health. Binabalanse po talaga natin yan. Iwasan natin ang pagkalat Pero ngayon po, mas importante yung prevention.
The Subic Bay Freeport Zone kicked off on Tuesday the vaccination of economic frontliners or A4 workers at the NegOcc satellite vaccination site in Zambales. Presidential spokesperson Secretary Harry Roque underscored the importance of vaccinating the workers of Subic Bay Freeport Zone. He cited the nature of the industries in the area and its contribution to the Philippine economy. Roque said the vaccination of Subic Freeport Zone workers is a way of recognizing workers of export-oriented industries. The vaccination drive was done through the initiatives of the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority with assistance from the National Task Force Against COVID-19 and the Department of Health. Subic Bay Freeport Zone's economic frontliners number to nearly 139,000 as of June 2021. Over 1,700 companies operate in the Freeport Zone with a cumulative investment of over $10.53 billion. The city government of Bacoor, Cavite is now monitoring 30 individuals as possible COVID-19 Delta variant cases. Mayor Lani Mercado said Bacoor currently has 2 index Delta variant cases in Adas 2C in Molino 2 and in El Grande in Molino 6. The index Delta patient in El Grande is now considered recovered. However, 9 of the 10 family members of the Adas 2C index case have been tested positive for COVID-19. 9 more residents in Adas 2C tested positive for COVID-19. 12 other individuals in El Grande also yielded positive. Mercado said the Department of Health advised the city government to treat all the individuals tested positive in Adas 2C and El Grande as Delta variants. With this development, the granular lockdown in El Grande and Adas 2C has been extended until August 9 and 10. As of Tuesday, Bacoor has recorded 730 active COVID-19 cases. Curimao Town has been placed under modified enhanced community quarantine as cases of COVID-19 continue to increase in parts of Ilocos Norte. More on this and other news from the provinces from Joyce Scudis.
The coastal town of Curimao has been added to the 8 towns and 2 cities of Ilocos Norte, which are under indefinite localized modified enhanced community quarantine. Governor Matthew Joseph Manotoc issued the executive order due to the continuing increase of COVID-19 cases in Ilocos Norte. The governor has also intensified the strict monitoring of curfew hours from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. and liquor ban to regulate the movement of people and avoid social gatherings. On July 26, Ilocos Norte has logged a total of 283 new COVID-19 cases and 2 deaths, bringing the total active cases to 2,502. Meanwhile, Bataan Governor Albert Garcia has appealed to his constituents to be extra careful as 14 cases of the Delta variant have been detected in the province. The governor said the IATF has recommended a 14-day granular lockdown in barangays Piyaan, Balon Anito, and Camaya in Mariveles, where the first cases of the Delta variant were identified. 5 of the first 6 cases came from Mariveles and 1 from Limay and are reportedly laborers in the Bataan Freeport. 7 more cases of the new variant were identified on Monday, in addition to an overseas Filipino worker from Balanga City. In Cebu, Lapu-Lapu City Mayor Junard Chan has ordered residents to present a vaccination card when entering markets and other establishments to entice them to get inoculated against COVID-19. The mayor was reacting to social media comments on the new measure, saying it will bring them hardship in accessing basic and essential goods amid the pandemic. Chan admitted in a radio interview that the city has a low vaccination turnout and he sees the need to bolster efforts to reach the 70% population protection. The order to present a vaccination card will take effect on August 25. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Joyce Scudis.
The Regional Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency said Central Visayas has become safer thanks to President Rodrigo Duterte's campaign against illegal drugs. PDEA 7 Chief Levy Ortiz said the president's campaign has resulted in the seizure of large volumes of drugs and the surrender of many drug personalities. Ortiz said the war on drugs took a toll on the illicit activities of drug syndicates not only in Central Visayas but in the whole country. He cited the barangay drug clearing program, which helped barangays become drug resistant and self-policing. In Cebu City, however, 76 of the 80 villages have established a community-based rehab program, while 145 barangays in Central Visayas have been cleared of drugs as of June this year. The PDEA also welcomed the President's wish to rid the government of officials who are either directly involved in the drug trade or at least acting as protectors. In our business news, an economist expects state revenues to improve on the back of the rollout of the vaccination program and the continued revival of economic activities amid the pandemic. Rizal Commercial Banking Corporation Chief Economist Michael Ricafort said pandemic-related spending and stricter quarantine measures caused expenditures to rise and revenues to drop. He also noted that the increase in government spending on infrastructure. Ricafort said the vaccination program is expected to reduce new COVID-19 cases and help justify further reopening of the economy that helps improve economic recovery prospects. The Bureau of Treasury on Tuesday reported a 30% year-on-year drop in revenues to 245.6 billion pesos and a 13% jump in expenditures to 395.4 billion. As of end June this year, the budget cap amounted to 716.1 billion pesos. Up next, the Western Visayas RTF LCAC vows to end local insurgency before the end of President Duterte's term. And a top-ranked cacao farmer aims to introduce Negros Occidental's chocolates to the global market. Back after a quick break, stay with the PNA Newsroom.
Ang disiplinadong Pilipino ay rehistrado para maging bakunado. Kaya tayo na po't magparehistro at magpabakuna para sa ligtas na pamilya, ligtas na bansa. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Si Mayor Richard Gomez po ito. Sa patuloy na pagharap natin sa COVID-19 pandemic, bawat isa ay bida at solusyon para wakasan ito. Huwag po tayo matakot magpabakuna dahil ito ay tiyak na proteksyon hindi lamang sa ating sarili, kundi pati sa ating pamilya, mahal natin sa buhay, komunidad. Kaya't magparehistro at magpabakuna para sa ligtas na pamilya, ligtas na bayan. Ang disiplinado na Pilipino, rehistrado at kailangan bakunado.
You're still watching the PNA Newsroom. The Western Visayas Regional Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict is committed to end local insurgency next year through the whole-of-nation approach before President Rodrigo Duterte's term ends. Regional Task Force spokesperson Associate Provincial Prosecutor Flosemer Chris Gonzalez said they plan to bring basic social services to the grassroots level, win the hearts and minds of the masses, and deprive communist terrorists of their support. He said the government vows to help members of the CPP, NPA, NDF who will return to the folds of the law. President Duterte highlighted in his last State of the Nation address on Monday the efforts of the National Task Force in addressing the root cause of the armed conflict. Major Senon Pancito III, the spokesperson of the Army's 3rd Infantry Division, said the government as a whole is working through the political will of the President to end the insurgency. The Philippine Army reiterated its call for more efforts to stop the recruitment of youth into the communist insurgency following the recent surrender of 7 teenagers who joined the New People's Army in Mahaplag, Leyte. The 7 teenagers surrendered to the Barangay Task Force to end local communist armed conflict on July 23. They pledged to abandon the communist ideology and formally rejected the NPA in a ceremony held Monday. The recruits attended an orientation held by the NPA in Mabunga Village last year. Lieutenant Colonel Ernesto de la Rosa Jr., commander of the Army's 14th Infantry Battalion, said their surrender is proof that the government should watch out for the youth. He said the ongoing recruitment of rebels will serve as a challenge to step up the fight against deceptive recruitment of the NPA. In other news, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, is targeting to energize until next year some 3,000 more poor and off-grid households in Soc Sargen through solar power. TESDA Director General Secretary Isidro La Peña said they are working on the expansion of its flagship project, TALA, or TESDA Alay Ay Liwanag at Ascenso, to more remote and marginalized sitios in the region. Since last year, the program has already benefited some 275 households in North and South Cotabato. La Peña also said the household beneficiaries have also benefited from livelihood training and other support initiatives from their partner agencies. The initiative is aligned with the government's efforts to transform communities previously influenced by the communist movement through President Rodrigo Duterte's whole-of-nation approach. An award-winning cacao farmer from Bago City, Negros Occidental, has high hopes of introducing Negrense chocolates to the global market. Christopher Fabriga is one of the 3 Filipinos who made it to the roster of best cocoa producers in the world Paris-based International Cocoa Awards this year. The 2 other farmers are Arthur Lagok of Davao City and Carlos Barsicula of San Isidro, Davao del Norte. The Criollo cacao variety from Fadriga's farm in Barangay Atipuluan is sought after because of its superior aroma, flavor, and taste. Fadriga said the recognition given to cacao beans grown in the province show that Negrenses can grow world-class agricultural crops. He said the world is ready for cacao and chocolates from Negros Occidental and they just need to meet the demand. Fadriga was also chosen as one of the 4 winners of the 2021 Philippine Cacao Quality Award. Let's take another look at today's biggest stories. Rewards and honors keep on pouring for Olympic gold medalist Hidilyn Diaz. Petecio is assured of bronze medal as she advances to the semifinals of women's boxing. The government says it is ready to fight the Delta coronavirus variant as it also balances the economy. And bringing bitter sweetness to the world, a top-ranked cacao farmer aims to introduce Negros Occidental's chocolates to the global market. As Filipinos, we all have a vital role to play in preventing the spread of COVID-19. So remember, wear your face masks and face shields, wash your hands often, practice safe physical distancing, go out only for essential reasons, and get vaccinated as soon as possible to protect ourselves, our families, and the community. Together, we can beat COVID-19. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. For more news content, check our webpage or log on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, we tell stories that inspire change. I am William Theo. Good day, everyone.